A cliffhanger ending to a saga of wealth, indulgence, and murder. Judgment Day for the rich kid who killed his parents over a sports car.
Marty, did you kill your father?
Absolutely not. Say hi to the camera, Ma.
Did you kill your mother?
No, I didn't.
As to count 2, murder, second degree.
Guilty.
I think he just wanted what he wanted, and he wanted it when he wanted it. If he didn't get it, he'd kill his mother and father for it.
Now, a late-breaking twist. Startling new charges of juror misconduct in the trial of Marty Tankleff, son of a millionaire. Could Marty be innocent, or is he spoiled rotten? Hello, everyone. I'm Maury Povich, and welcome to A Current Affair. Just hours ago, a bombshell in one of the most sensational murder trials we've ever seen. A charge of juror misconduct in the Marty Tankleff case. And moments before we said hello today, another bombshell. One of the jurors, Peter Baczynski, phoned our David Lee Miller and told him he had blown the whistle on a fellow juror to try, in his terms, to avoid a miscarriage of justice.
This whole thing has been a real calamity from start to finish, and it's been a mystery before the trial started, and I guess even now it's more of a mystery to a lot of people, but I really feel that Marty Tankleff at this point in time is an innocent boy sitting in jail.
More of that call later, but first, the rest of today's events.
Accordingly, this matter is passed till Monday morning for the hearing that has been requested.
This was supposed to be Judgment Day for 19-year-old Marty Tankleff, but shocking allegations of juror misconduct in a courtroom on Long Island, New York, forced the judge to postpone sentencing pending an investigation. Authorities say that Tankleff admitted to the brutal murder of his adoptive parents in a controversial 3-page confession. He allegedly told cops that his mom and dad had ruined his summer vacation by, quote, not letting me use the boat as much as I wanted, unquote. He also complained about not being allowed to drive his mother's sports car, adding, quote, they wanted me to drive the crummy old Lincoln. I decided to kill them both, unquote.
Second degree.
Tankleff was convicted of the murders this summer, but he testified that he was tricked and coerced into confessing by police. Now, for the second time, a judge has postponed Marty's sentencing. Just a few hours ago, Judge Alfred Tisch heard charges that a juror during the trial was giving secret hand signals to the prosecution, and that he boasted to fellow jurors that the outcome of the case was decided before the trial began.
Anyone who goes home and watches that videotape, Your Honor, is in danger of seeing that type of improper activity that will affect the jury's verdict.
The story gets better with every tick of the clock. Did Marty Tankleff get a fair trial, or did he really kill his parents because he was spoiled rotten? We'll have the full story when we come back.
Say hi to the camera, Ma.
Did you kill your mother?
No, I didn't.
Did you kill your father?
No, I loved my parents. I had nothing to do with this.
Come on, Marty, come on in. Did you trick Marty into confessing?
The use of the deception that I used on him, I don't think that that is the thing that made him confess. I told him that his father came out of his coma and that he had accused him of being the murderer.
Well, this is what we face every day.
How do you tell your kids what goes on behind the wall?
Correctional officers, never far from danger. But in Indiana, their pay is so low, most have to work 2 jobs.
For $8.25 an hour, I hate to lay my life on the line.
Now, Indiana correctional officers can win the pay they deserve with AFSCME.
That's why we need AFSCME. Get in there and set some things right. It's been wrong for years.
AFSCME, Indiana.
2 great reasons to come to Highland Superstores by Saturday. 1, this Magnavox VHS video recorder is just $217. 2, we have 40 other models to choose from. 2 more great reasons to come to Highland Superstores by Saturday. 1, this maximum range unit and cordless telephone is only $49. 2, it's for you.
Arby's presents the classics.
3 classic roast beef sandwiches, each just 99 cents. There's the classic deluxe with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, just 99 cents. Add some sizzle, and you've got the classic with bacon for just 99 cents. Or take a slice at the classic with Swiss for just 99 cents. But to appreciate Arby's 99-cent classics, hurry in now, because...
Ed and I are here at our Blue Ribbon Chevy dealer where they're having a big truck ruckus with big savings on their entire infantry.
Inventory, Earl?
Right, Edna. They've got over 1,000 U-91 Chevy trucks in stock now with low prices and big flashback.
Cashback, Earl?
Right. They've got big savings on full-size trucks, S10 pickups, and blasters.
Blazers, Earl?
So don't look all over Carnation. For the best truck deals in Michiana, see your Blue Ribbon Chevy dealer, home of affordable quality transformation.
Oh, Earl.
Marty Tankleff could have had it all, but he was a rich kid who cops say wanted more than his parents were willing to give him. He wanted to use the family boat and his mom's sports car. When Seymour and Arlene Tankleff said no, Marty killed them, or at least that's what the cops say. Did he? Our David Lee Miller has the whole twisted story of the teenager they say was spoiled rotten.
How do you find, as to the defendant, Martin Tankleff, as to count 1...
Marty Tankleff stood silent, listening to the verdict, until he heard the bad news.
How do you find, as to the defendant, Martin Tankleff, as to count 2, murder, 2nd degree? Guilty.
The 18-year-old Long Island high school student was convicted of murdering his mother and father. It was a brutal crime, the type of thing that doesn't happen in the posh, well-to-do community of Belterre, Long Island. But according to police, young Marty, early one morning, simply snapped.
I think he's a spoiled, rotten little kid. I think he just wanted what he wanted, and he wanted it when he wanted it.
And if he didn't get it?
If he didn't get it, he'd kill his mother and father for it.
But friends and family say Marty never confessed and was tricked into telling police only what they wanted to hear.
Marty is a very passive individual. He's a pleaser. Marty wants to please people. Marty cares about people.
I could never think that Marty could have done this, only because of the relationship he had with his parents. It was beyond my belief.
While police say Arlene and Seymour Tankleff were killed by a spoiled brat in a fit of anger, the family claims it was a low-level hit, possibly in revenge for a business deal that turned bad. The controversy began in the early morning hours of September 7th, 1988, when a police dispatcher received a frantic phone call.
I need an ambulance. All right, hold on and I'll connect you.
Hysterical-sounding Marty Tankleff said he just discovered his father bleeding from the neck in the family den.
He's gushing blood from the back of his neck. He's got a cut. What happened to him? I don't know. I just woke up and he's in the office. He's gushing blood. All right, listen to me. I'm sending you an ambulance.
Minutes later, authorities arrived at the scene and found Seymour Tankleff barely alive, with his throat cut and head bludgeoned. Marty's mother, as recorded on this police videotape of the crime scene, was discovered dead on the floor in the master bedroom with similar injuries. From the very beginning, according to Suffolk County Detective James McCready, Marty was a prime suspect.
On my initial arrival there, he was sitting on a railroad tie wall, and he didn't appear disturbed or overly disturbed at all about the death of his parents.
According to the cops, Marty acted cool as ice, despite finding his father brutally assaulted and his mother bludgeoned to death. His attorney says it was shock and the inability to express emotion. But no matter how you want to describe his behavior, it caught the attention of police, who just a few hours later would charge Marty with murder.
If Marty, in fact, was going to be covering up, was going to concoct this whole story, then he could have spent the next 3 hours grieving, unable to talk, constantly crying. He didn't do that because he was trying to help the police. He was speaking to the police, trying to give them details, doing everything to control himself. That's Marty Tankleff.
Whatever happened at the Tankleff home that morning shocked Long Island. Seymour Tankleff was the Belterre Commissioner of Police, an honorary title in this exclusive waterfront community. He was also a savvy businessman and a self-made millionaire. Unable to have a child with his second wife, Arlene, the couple decided to adopt. Fate smiled on a little boy from Brooklyn, who at 2 days of age became Marty Tankleff. For the next 17 years, Marty led a life most kids would envy. His parents were rich, and they showered their son with both gifts and affection.
Come on, Marty, come on in. And then you'll go back there, and then Scotty, you'll take the camera from Scotty. Shut it off, Scotty.
Wherever Arlene and Seymour traveled, so too did Marty. Home movies show the family visiting Italy and on a luxury cruise to Alaska.
Say hi to the camera, Ma.
Hi, camera.
Now, with Marty nearing his 18th birthday, his father was preparing him to one day take over the Tankleff fortune, an estimated $3.8 million. But something went tragically wrong. What should have been the first day of Marty's senior year in high school was instead his first day in police custody. With his eyes and cheeks swollen from a recent nose job, he drew this diagram of the crime scene and admitted to killing his mother and attempting to kill his father. It was a controversial confession, not only because of the gruesome details, but because of how it was obtained by police. Did you trick Marty into confessing?
I don't think that the use of the deception that I used on him, I don't think that that is the thing that made him confess in and of itself.
What did you tell him?
I told him that his father came out of his coma and that he had accused him of being the murderer.
And what did he tell you?
He told me that he did, in fact, attempt to kill his father, and he did kill his mother. And he told me how he did it. We were in the middle of taking a written confession from him when an attorney called and put us on notice, and we had to stop taking the confession at that point in time.
But by then, police had enough information to charge Marty with murder and attempted murder. Based on his so-called confession and the police investigation, we have recreated the prosecutor's version of what took place that morning in the Tankleff home. Family members say it's an unbelievable scenario that looks more like the work of an intruder than a teenage temper tantrum.
When Marty left his room, he was naked. He went into the master bedroom. He saw that his mother was asleep in that room, and then went down to the gym office area where his father was now asleep at the desk. He then went back to the master bedroom of the house.
According to Detective McCready, at this point, Marty, wearing rubber gloves, took the metal bar from a set of dumbbells and returned to his mother's room.
After killing his mother, or attempting to kill her, he ran to the kitchen and got the knife from the counter laying next to the watermelon. He then went back into the room and he cut her throat. He then left that room, went down to the gym office area of the house where his father was now awake. He then attacked his father, slashing his throat and hitting him with the bar part of the dumbbell. After doing this, he went down to the bathroom where he showered and washed the dumbbell and the knife off in the shower. During that time, he cut the loofah sponge while he was cleaning the knife. He then replaced the knife on the counter next to the watermelon. He then went back and laid in his bed, and when he got up in the early morning hours, he found that his father was still alive. And I believe that he went into a panic at that point and didn't know what to do, and hence he called 911 and pretended that he had just awakened and that he found his parents in the condition that they were in.
I frankly don't believe that Marty Tankleff ever truly confessed.
But if Marty didn't kill his parents, then who did? Shortly before his arrest, Marty told police to question this man, Jerry Stuerman, the self-proclaimed Bagel King of Suffolk County. According to Marty's attorney, Stuerman, who had borrowed nearly $500,000 from the Tankleffs, had in exchange given them a cut of his bagel business and was now greatly in debt. The night of the attack, he was the last visitor to leave a card game at the Tankleff home. And 8 days later, with Seymour Tankleff barely alive, Jerry Stuerman mysteriously disappeared, finally resurfacing in California under an assumed name, later telling investigators he needed to get away from personal and financial pressure.
Seymour was very, very upset with Jerry. They were enemies. They were, it was developing into a real hate relationship.
In October of 1988, 1 month after the assault, Seymour Tankleff died. Never regaining consciousness, he took to the grave the name of his attacker. Finally, a year and a half later, on April 23rd, 1990, Marty's trial got underway. Bagel King Jerry Stuerman, who although never considered a suspect by police, spent 3 days on the witness stand.
Marty Tankleff sitting over there is accused of this, and I am not. And I'm sitting here for 3 days bearing my soul to the world, and it's not fair.
But Marty also took the stand, and for the first time since the day of the murders, he spoke publicly about why he confessed to a crime he now said he didn't commit.
Marty, you have been charged with killing your mother and your father? Did you kill your mother?
Absolutely not.
Marty, did you kill your father?
Absolutely not.
As a packed courtroom listened, Marty, questioned by his own attorney, described being tricked into confessing by Detective McCready.
He was standing, he had his finger pointed towards me. He said, Marty, he said, get off the about Jerry Stewman. He said, because I just got off the phone with the detective at the hospital, and they shot your father full of adrenaline, and he said, you being stabbed him, Marty. You did it, Marty. I started believing them that I did do this.
Why?
Because they were saying, my father said I did this. My father never lied to me. They had me believing that I did it. And that's what they wanted to hear.
Did you kill your mother?
No, I didn't.
Did you kill your father?
No, I loved my parents. I had nothing to do with this.
But prosecutor John Collins attempted to show a different side to Marty, a young man completely indifferent to his dying father.
Was it your shock and your grief that caused you to be thumbing through Playboy magazine at the homicide squad during the late afternoon and early evening hours when an assistant district attorney came in to speak to you regarding your request to call your sister?
I don't recall ever reading a Playboy.
But in the end, the jury, after 8 days of deliberations, decided Marty wasn't telling the truth. At first, the family thought he would walk free when the foreman announced Marty was found not guilty of intentionally murdering his mother.
How do you find, as to the defendant, Martin Tankleff, as to count 1, murder, 2nd degree?
Not guilty.
Then, the double conviction.
How do you find, as to the defendant, Martin Tankleff, as to count 2, murder, 2nd degree?
Guilty.
I remember hearing the first not guilty. I was holding on to Ron, and I said, thank you, God. And then in came the guilty. And I lost it at that point. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't in my heart believe that these 12 people found him guilty of murdering his parents.
But there's more. When we come back, an exclusive look at police crime scene video that Marty Tankleff's attorneys say proves that he's innocent.
Clearly, when you look at a knife like that and you look at the wounds that were inflicted on both Mr. and Mrs. Tankleff, that is a possible murder weapon. They take apart the wooden handle of that knife, looking for some blood that would have seeped down in between. Negative. Nothing. Dry. No sign of any blood.
J.E. Walt's Elkhart store in the Concord Mall is closing, so we must liquidate our entire Elkhart inventory now. To do this, we've slashed prices 30, 40, 50, even 60%. J.E. Walt's entire Elkhart inventory of famous quality home furnishings, bedding, and accessories is being sold at liquidation prices. For the absolute lowest prices ever, you must come to the liquidation sale at J.E. Walt's Elkhart store only. It's happening now. Once it's gone, our Elkhart store is closed forever.
How can you tell when your teen has a drug or alcohol problem? Look for warning signs, like dramatic change in appearance, staying out late and running with a new, tough crowd, skipping school, taking money, and withdrawing from family. If you think your teen is in trouble with drugs or alcohol, Charter can help. We offer real solutions to your family's problems.
Call Charter Hospital of South Bend today.
Jamie told Bobby, Bobby told Sue, you better run for the border. Now I'm telling you, 59 cents, 59 cents. Tacos and burritos and tostadas and more. 59 cents, 59 cents. Taco Bell has it all, the food that you love. And if you're paying more, then you're paying too much. Run for the border, Taco Bell.
And remember, only Taco Bell has delicious breakfast soft tacos for just 59 cents, too.
Rent to own. At Rarix Rent to Own, they rent quality brand names for less. And our seal of customer satisfaction assures you hassle-free renting, quality brand names, and the best rent-to-own deals in Michiana. Like this 100-watt per channel Fisher stereo rack system, complete with remote and programmable compact disc player, only $18.99 a week. Through Monday only in Mishawaka, Goshen, and Elkhart.
Nobody rents quality for less.
Real stories from a real year-end clearance.
We saved $2,800 on our new Camry.
Save on Camry, the most trouble-free compact in America.
I saved $2,000 on my Corolla.
Save on Corolla, the most trouble-free subcompact in America. Save also on Cressida, the most trouble-free car in America. Save on every Toyota now during Toyota's year-end clearance.
I saved $1,300 on my Toyota.
It's what you waited for, Toyota's year-end clearance. Don't miss it.
The defense attorneys in the Marty Tankleff case are now saying that the police video that was shot at the crime scene actually shows that their client, Marty Tankleff, is innocent of the crime. They tried to press that point during the trial. But today, there's even a more unbelievable moment. There is a charge of juror misconduct, and that has postponed sentencing again. We got a call from the man who blew the whistle. Meanwhile, Marty's family is more convinced than ever that the kid is innocent. Our David Lee Miller continues the story of the teenager who some say was spoiled rotten.
This matter is passed till Monday morning for the hearing that has been requested.
For the second time in less than a month, Judge Alfred Tisch today postponed the sentencing of Marty Tankleff. The heart of the issue is whether a former juror on the case, Frank Spindell, was giving secret hand signals to the prosecutor and violated court instructions by making secret phone calls while sequestered in his hotel room and watching tape broadcasts of the trial. In sworn affidavits obtained by Marty's attorney, 2 other jurors accused Spindell of juror misconduct. Juror Pete Baczynski says Spindell even admitted signaling prosecutor Collins and told other jurors, quote, "There is no way I am leaving this room with a not guilty verdict." Just hours ago, via telephone, juror Baczynski admitted he fears he might have helped convict an innocent man.
I honestly don't think he got a fair trial. No, I don't.
You think he should be retried?
My own personal opinion, I'm not going to speak for everyone else. I mean, that's up for the courts to decide because I'm not an attorney or a judge or anything. But my own personal opinion of what I actually saw, I have to say yes.
Did you see another juror in any way give secret hand signals to the prosecutor?
Yes, I did. In fact, during the readback, during deliberations, I saw the prosecutor seem very upset and rolling his eyes and really staring each and every juror down. I find it very strange. And when we went back into deliberations, I said, gee, what was wrong with Mr. Collins today? He seemed very upset and was looking around. And this particular fellow, Frank Spindell, said, oh, that's because I was leaning on my hand and showing one finger to John, tapping my finger on my face, saying there was one juror that was hanging us up for a guilty verdict. And I said, geez, Frank, I said, how could you do that? He goes, oh, me and John always have conversation signal. And to me, that was like, shocked me, and I honestly didn't know how to handle it. I really feel that Marty Tankleff at this point in time is an innocent boy sitting in jail.
Prosecutor John Collins denies any wrongdoing and says the defense is stalling by grasping at straws. Spindell also denies the accusations and is fighting a subpoena to release his phone records during the trial. But for Marty's family, today was something of a victory and the beginning of a long battle to clear his name.
Justice will be served when Marty Tankleff is freed.
Yeah, a victory today, but David Lee Miller, this must be a roller coaster that the Tankleff family is on.
You bet it. And today, Maury, at least they had something to celebrate. But these people are 100% committed to Marty Tankleff. In fact, they are prepared to mount an appeal no matter how much it costs. And this certainly has been emotionally and financially devastating to these people.
But this all came before a sentencing hearing. I mean, the conviction has not been overturned, right?
That is correct. Marty Tankleff is still convicted of murdering his parents. Now, I understand that if things go as the Tankleffs would like, that verdict could be set aside, and there might be another trial.
And the next hearing is on Monday?
Coming up soon.
Of course. You will be there to report it all for us.
Better believe it.
Much, David. We'll be back in a moment.
A tough First Lady speaks up. This week's People follows Barbara's daily crises, her sharp-tongued views on Saddam Hussein, her fiery reaction to son Neil's banking problems, and a First Lady's unladylike challenge. This week, the eye of the storm. People, that's what we're all about.
I won't wear anything without Cross Your Heart, because great looks start with Cross Your Heart. With crisscross shaping, I always look better.
The Cross Your Heart bra. Great looks start with Cross Your Heart from Playtex.
The fit that makes the fashion. The day of my first job interview in years was the day I discovered Suave made an antiperspirant. I ran out of my antiperspirant, so I borrowed my daughter's Suave. Oh, was I nervous. But Suave never let me show it. Through one endless day of nerve-wracking interviews, that Suave kept me cool and dry as my own brand. And when I found out how much you save with Suave, I switched. Saving money is very important to us office managers.
Suave antiperspirant. So effective, you won't believe the price.
Move over candy, no sugar please. Move over munchies, I'm ready for cheese. I'm ready for the taste of taste that's driving me crackers. Those Moodtown snackers, those Moodtown snackers.
100% natural cheese snacks, individually wrapped to stay fresh.
Those Moodtown snackers, those Moodtown snackers.
From Sargento of Wisconsin.
So I've got this piano recital this afternoon, see? Just between you and me, there are a few other things I'd rather be doing. So yesterday, playing soccer with Tommy Freeman, I just happened to accidentally break my only pair of glasses. So long, Mr. Steinway.
New Vision has your new glasses ready in about an hour. Right now, buy one complete pair of prescription glasses and get a second pair free.
Life is cruel.
Now, tomorrow, we have a very special guest co-host who is also making her debut as a reporter for A Current Affair.
Howdy, I'm Christy Brinkley, and I'm reporting for A Current Affair.
It's Beauty versus the Beast as supermodel Christy Brinkley risks her life for a story. Ride 'em, cowgirl. Also, a beautiful baseball widow relives the Billy Martin tragedy.
He lied in trying to ruin Billy's name to save his neck.
Billy Martin, the untold story. Those stories tomorrow on A Current Affair. That's it for tonight. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Until next time, America.
Announcing EB's Maximum Advantage. Up to 50% off on all new cars and trucks when you use EB Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, and Goshen's Maximum Advantage. Ask about Max, only at EB Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, and Goshen.
At Spartan stores, we take our Spartan brand products very seriously. We're so confident that you'll be pleased with every Spartan brand product you buy that we guarantee your satisfaction 100%. That's right. If you're not satisfied for any reason, just return the package and we'll return the full purchase price. That's how sure we are that Spartan products will live up to your every expectation. You can trust Spartan. We guarantee it 100%.
Tonight,
They have to operate right away.
a deadly dog writes a prescription for murder.
You can't take it with you.
You're gonna kill him!
Father Dowling. Then,
That's a hooker. That's my daughter you're talking about.
James Earl Jones stars.
I should have killed you, Bird. You should have left me alone.
Gabriel's Fire. Then boldly go behind the scenes of Star Trek, The Next Generation, on prime time.
Catch it all tonight, right here on 28 WSJV.
During Hyundai's Drive for a Million clearance, your Hyundai dealer can hardly wait to sell the 1 millionth Hyundai. He's got deals like this versatile, fun-to-drive Excel 3-door, complete with an electronically controlled 4-speed automatic transmission, AM/FM stereo cassette, rapid cooling air conditioning, and 36-month, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty for just $72,004. But hurry, deals like these tend to disappear fast. See why Hyundai is about to become the fastest million seller ever at your Hyundai dealer today.
She didn't understand me. I say, let's have a nice white grape raspberry Boku. We're adults, we can choose. Boku is adult flavors. There's no straw involved. We're talking pull tab here. And can you believe she wouldn't even let me go to the juice box aisle? And she'd drive by the supermarket to see if my car was parked outside. I hear now she's seeing a juice box counselor. All I wanted was a Boku.
Boku fruit juice cooler from McCain.
Is that too much to ask?
Hello, Michiana. You're watching WSJV, Channel 28.
Tonight, the new season continues with